the man in the arena. It is not the critic who counts, nor the man who points out how the strong man stumbled, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deed? Who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, and spends himself in a worthy cause? Who, at the best, knows in the end the triumph of high achievement? And who, at the worst, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat?
Our kids are the man in the arena, and they're the ones out there fighting every day. And, you know, we're obviously not going to win every game, and we're going to get beat down, but we're out there fighting every day. And I give them a copy of that man in the arena, and just to let them know this is what it means to be a part of this, and who you are, and the fight that you do every day.
Football can take you to places that you'd never thought it could take you. I wouldn't be sitting here today if it wasn't for football. And the friendships you're always gonna have, the memories you're gonna have, the dreams you're gonna have in the future. No matter where you're at in life, you can always come back to it. It's weird, you're out of it for a little bit, and then you start having dreams, you know, and you're playing, and you play football in your dreams. And that's all you get.
The warm breeze of an August day pays homage to a season on the brink of demise and teases us with the start of a special, unique, and rare game. And while most young men continue to embrace the joyful hours of summer, a select few, who we hold to the standards of men, work relentlessly to become quicker, stronger, fearless. They write their own stories, filled with courage, sweat, and pride, in order to define their time as a high school football player. On the morning of August 14th, 2013, there's a sense of familiarity in the air for Mike Ryan. After 13 seasons, one might think he's an old hat for a veteran coach of his caliber. But at Thomas McKean Senior High School, each new year is unique and challenging. And with only 12 days of practice before the school year begins, it seems they're already a step behind. However, with a well-acquainted and well-prepared staff of returning assistants, the confidence level is high. And if anybody can make things come about, it is this group of characters.
You ready, Mac?
The size and uneasiness around this room are not unusual at this point in time for many football programs. But what is different from year to year at McKean is in regards to how many returning players they will see. With many kids playing on both sides of the ball, losing even one is a major loss.
I am ready. All right, so let's open up our notebooks. Let's get started. The great thing about this is, you know, with all of you guys sitting here, it's a feeling of being comfortable, being surrounded by you guys, and knowing that we're all on the same page with what we're doing, how we're moving ahead. As always, I'm the head coach, at least for the last 13 years. They haven't gotten rid of me yet. I know it's hard to believe that we've been doing it that long, man. It's crazy. But I'll serve as the offensive coordinator, handle the quarterbacks, and assist with the secondary and all defensive positions. It seems as these years go by, the one thing that I see changing is more and more of the head coach's role. Coach Mack, defensive coordinator, O-line and D-line. Coach Mack's job's going to be a little bit harder this year. Steve Wasilison, with his long list of things on here, he is now also back to being special teams coordinator. Chalk, varsity coach, we don't really need to have that special teams there, although I do want you to continue to work with the kickers and the holders. That's, we'll break that down when we do individuals. H, Y's and F's, what your role is on this team. Well, be the best at it that you are, and a great example is Tank, and Tank has tried to be the best cameraman out there. And we have excellent films because of that.
He is.
But he's embracing his role, So these roles, these responsibilities that you guys have, embrace it and be the best at it that you can possibly be. There are times when you're, during a practice, that your energy level doesn't have to be all the way up. But when you're with your groups, when you're with individuals, then it's got to be energy, man. You got to coach with energy. And kids will feed off of it. But it's got to come from you guys first. Any questions?
Fantasy football draft coordinator.
True that?
Aaron's, which is the...
Jokes and levity are all a part of being at Thomas McKean High School. Not because of a lack of earnestness. Quite the contrary. It takes a smile and a laugh to deal with the tough road ahead.
I will throw these scissors at you.
You guys don't really have a good chance. Just saying. I need to have something on my desk that you guys can see every day.
I agree. What you do need over there is a trash can, so you can put your trash in it instead of
Yes, I
throwing
do
it all
need
over.
that. Certainly need a trash can.
Or at least...
Oh, hey, look.
Backward.
I bet you would still miss by throwing it over there.
Here.
I'm gonna hit it and see the silver one in the middle back there.
Yeah, why even look, Johnny? Why even look?
That's a good start, though.
Obstacles that are welcome when leading a football team that means so much to these men. Men who, even before they were called coach, took the field as proud Highlanders themselves.
Football is life, man. Football is life. That's really all I know. It's really all I'm good at. I just love it. It's a real family atmosphere. Before, when I was in school, I kind of looked at Coach Ryan and them more as a father figure. They helped me through a lot of tough times and stuff like that. For the time being, from August to November, they are like our dads. They're the only men we're around. We're around them more than we actually are our real fathers, from school to them practice. And when you come home, you're tired, you don't really get that much interaction. I think it's very important to build that bond.
Having played here and now coaching here as an athlete, it's, I believe it is unquestionably an advantage for me to be able to relate to the players as a result. I don't think a practice goes by where I'm not talking about similar experiences up on the hill on this field, or even on the same practice field that we play. I know it's something that I relish.
I was always chasing him. I wanted to be him.
Mike, good reads throughout much of the game, but when your offense bogged down, it seemed like you were having some difficulty with the pressure from the defensive ends.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of different stuff than I usually do. They had a backer over there, and it seemed to me like they were really trying to stop our veer, because I guess they've seen it in previous games. But we just kept working it, and the reads were there, so we made the plays.
Chalk being a little bit, he's 4 years older than me. I was just always trying to be like him. I wanted to be a great athlete. I wanted to be tough. I wanted to, be smart. It's great that we're friends, and not just brothers. And being around each other is fun. We enjoy each other's company most of the time, most of the time. And we all love football. We love football. We love this kind of stuff. Like connecting with the kids. And that's a big part of what we do, the relationships that we create with these kids. And we know where they're coming from. And we know that they need that type of support.
Camp opens, and not a moment too soon for those who need to fill a void left open since last season's end a distant 9 months past.
I mean, I've always, had problems when I was a player, when I'm a coach. Like that, the night before, it's like you get the butterflies, you almost wish you could hit like that fast forward button and just it be 6 o'clock in the morning and be heading into school for practice.
For seniors, it will be their last camp. The last season, their leave it all out on the field attitudes and practices will have their time to shine.
August 15 this year, it was one of the best August routines because it's one of the last August routines for me, so that's why it was so good.
I was really mad at myself for not playing my last couple of years. It was challenging because, you just come back all of a sudden, you got to work your way back onto the team, you got to be accepted.
I'm most excited for just being with the team. If we don't do good, if we do good, I can say I had a great group of guys to play with.
And like reuniting with a long-lost family member, the day begins with hugs and stories of a summer that is now over.
You have a good summer?
Yeah, a good one.
A little money in your pocket. Hey, we're getting ready to go upstairs, so get these guys going.
You have an absolute clean slate with a whole new group of athletes that, full of promise and full of excitement and potential, and it's really a feeling that you can't replicate.
It's been a long summer, and it's great to see everybody here. I know we got a couple faces that we're missing, but I'm sure that they'll be here in time. You young guys, welcome here for the first time. If you have any of your buddies who are still interested in playing, guys can still come out. We'll take them. We got a big group of seniors here, and we also have a nice group of underclassmen that are going to push those seniors as well. And it's your year, seniors. It's your year. You guys have been battling and battling for 3 years. Now it's your turn. But there are a lot of expectations on this group. Expectations to win, expectations to excel in the hallways and in the classroom. We want to make sure that not only are you a good citizen and a good person during football season, but all the way through the school year and being leaders in this school. Today is the first day of camp. It's one of those most exciting days of the entire year. We're going to hit the ground running, and you gotta go. You gotta be fast, and you gotta be ready. I've always said that football is fundamental. Right? Football is fundamental. Does everybody remember what that means? Football is fun, right? You gotta have fun, and then a lot of it is mental. Okay, and what's in the middle there? Duh. Okay, so we have to eliminate all of the duh, all the stupid things that get you guys in trouble, things that hurt the team. All right, we have to eliminate all that stuff. All right, and just keep it fun and mental, and we'll be in good shape. Roll call. It's a chance for us to take attendance. It's a chance for us to come together before practice every day, just to talk. It provides structure. Starting out the day in a classroom, everybody there together. It's a start of a structured period of time. All right, everybody stand up, please. Marquise, come on out to the front. Marquise, tell the group something you did fun this summer.
Dang, I ain't do a lot of things this summer.
You had to do something fun. Did you meet any pretty girls?
I might have got love. Listen. I thought I was getting catfished because I met this girl on Instagram. I'm telling you, she's too good to be true.
And what happened?
I haven't met her yet. I just stopped talking to her and I thought I was being catfished. Man.
So you might get catfished.
I might have been getting catfished.
All right. So maybe we'll have to call you Manti. All right. All right. Good night. All right. Tell the group about the camp you went to.
Yeah, so I went to this camp in Smyrna, the Ultimate 100 in the East. Had a hard camp. Not that good.
Okay. Did you? And why were you invited to that camp?
Oh, because I was in the top 20 for my position.
Okay. What about your GPA? Your GPA put you in a situation where you could actually attend a camp like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so right now what I want you guys to do, I want you guys to get some cleats on, shorts, T-shirt. I want you out on the field.
It is important to start off camp on the right foot. It builds excitement in the players who have lofty goals for their team.
McKean Highlanders want to win a state championship.
We want to go to the playoffs this year. That's our top number. That's our number one goal. Once we get there, then we'll worry about getting further. One game at a time is the goal.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
There you go.
For right now.
Since we got the camera on, let me tell you about a story with Cam Newton. I taught him how to throw the football. His 40 time, I'm the one who trained Cam Newton. We went out in Hawaii. We took a pack of wolves. It was me and a pack of wolves, and me, a pack of wolves, and Cam Newton. We all just ran.
Let's get to practice.
Aptly named Camp Sunshine, to incoming freshmen, it sounds like a day in the park, but to returning upperclassmen, there is no bigger oxymoron than this.
Camp Sunshine, we start August 15th. Depending on when that day lies in the week, we start school the following Monday. When we used to have almost 2 weeks of double sessions, now we're lucky to have a couple days. Things have changed, so we have to do a lot more in a short period of time with a cast of characters that can be changing on a daily basis.
Summer camp is like a job. You're there all day, you're working hard, you know, summer over after August 15th.
It was definitely rough. I mean, I'm not really a physical dude, or at least I wasn't. I mean, I was not in shape whatsoever, so Camp Sunshine was definitely rough for me, at least.
The first day was the summer camp were tough, you know, getting back into shape, hardworking, a little sluggish.
Off season, I was just working out. You put the time in because your opponent is your main competition, and you don't want them to embarrass you on that field on Fridays and Saturdays, so you gotta put the work in.
Freshman year, I never really played for a team. So coming in here, I knew I was good, but coming in here, I thought I could just play like I usually play. It was people bigger than me, better than me, faster than me. It made me tougher and better. I had to get through that. Just to get yelled at by coaches. And in my head, as a freshman, I used to just get mad and want to quit. But I kept coming every day. And then coming into senior is real important. It's my last year. Need playoffs, state championship. I've been working hard for this the past 4 years to just win.
Hayward, get off the line. I'm tired of it. There's nothing like football as it relates to teamwork and team camaraderie and what it takes to be able to win a football game. And that type of excitement is just boundless at the beginning of every preseason.
It does. See all this right here? That's how the quarterback's going to run this year.
Behind that?
Yeah, right behind this.
270
Wouldn't
pounds.
you want to run behind this?
100%.
I would want to run behind
Lean meat.
Assessments are made immediately, and though some seniors are missing from day one, preparations have to be made if they are not to return.
Pump your arms like you're running normal. Do you run like this, Shy? Do you run like that? No, how do you run? Bend your arms. Bend your elbows. Bend your arms.
Coach Ryan stays optimistic in these early stages of camp, but it is evident that many haven't worked hard during the off-season. This is a tough sport, and there's no time with less than 2 weeks until opening day to coddle and sugarcoat the work that must be done. His apprehension and concern is masked behind a dark glare of experience and stoicism.
All right, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. All right, bring it up on me. Let's go, up on me. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, not a bad start. Okay, not a bad start. All right, look, if you guys are struggling with the warm-up, okay, that means you didn't have a very good off-season. Let's give it up for Gage, the first puke of the year. All right, right, you know we are officially in football when Gage pukes, so that's good, Gage, that's good. All right, that's not a problem.
Officially, it is camp, but nothing is etched in stone until, like Sisyphus, these gladiators of the gridiron push their wheels and proverbial boulders up the steep, uneven terrain of the Green Monster.
The Green Monster. If you weren't in shape before you go to it, you will be when you leave it. It's about a 50-yard hill going straight up.
Oh, man. I hate the Green Monster, man. I love it, but I hate it, because I love when I finish it.
Gentlemen, welcome to the Green Monster. This is your friend. Get to know it, get to like it. This Green Monster will only make you better. Don't fear it, love it. This is the kickoff to Camp Sunshine. On the whistle, seniors. Let's go, baby, work.
But unlike the myth, there is no starting over. Just the will of youth against oneself. Perseverance rewarded in perspiration. Need driven by want. And struggles overcome by a team.
Come on, let's go, push it. Be a leader.
Leaders are made on day one of Camp Sunshine. Those who choose to set themselves apart will pull this Highlander team together.
All the way, all the way, all the way to the fence. All the way. Come on, work, work, work. Good job. All the way. Trudeau, don't you stop. Don't you dare do that again, Trudeau.
The coaching staff does not revel in punishing the student athletes.
Everybody's scared of it, but it's not even that hard. It's just, if you put your mind to it, you'll get through it.
They know that within each player lies more than they can fathom. This is not just an exercise in futility. It is a life lesson. It is team building at its purest form. There are no individuals and no I. It is us and we. One family, one blood.
Roto, you're on a downslope. Literally roll.
We'll call that a good start. Okay, that's a good start. Everybody finished. Everybody got done what we needed to get done. All right, but it's a good start. You have to remember, what we're doing, it's a marathon, man. It's a long season. All right? But getting off to a good start is huge for us. All right? Building the brotherhood, building the family, building your strength, building your endurance. All right, leaders, break them down.
Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in.
Oh, yeah, Caleb.
Yo, bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it in. That's good work today. McKean team pride on 3. 1, 2, 3. McKean team pride!
As day one of Camp Sunshine comes to an end, the potential is evident, but potential does not constitute a team. As the sun rises on another day of summer camp, Coach Ryan must put into perspective his own family and the compromises he has to make for the other.
I think I'm where I should be. I think as a family man, which, you know, I try to put a lot of emphasis on with my kids. You know, if I were to be an assistant somewhere at a college, especially now in my career, there's no way I would do it. I mean, unless maybe I was retired and went someplace close by. But, you know, those guys, it's a journeyman's job, you know, and they're always moving, and I'm a home guy.
Too many empty spaces left on the bleachers at his daughter's soccer match or his son's Pee-wee football game. It takes its toll on them and on him.
This is my son Luke. Say hi to the guys. Football player. He's a little football player.
Who's that guy?
This is Roxy.
Yeah, Roxy.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I wish somebody rubbed my tummy in the morning.
I really try to do my best to be there for everything I can with my kids. And I've seen some coaches get divorced. I've seen some coaches get burned out. I don't want to be that guy.
Right.
You know, this is the most important thing.
Right.
that's my second family at school. Obviously, these guys have to come first, but in this position, you know, as a head football coach, as any head coach should, you got to make some sacrifices at home, and I think we talked about it yesterday about how that's getting harder and harder.
On the daily drive into school, the absence of a smile is all too evident. It is a constant strain to balance both lives, and with the absence of players who should be team leaders, the scales are not in his favor.
Getting some coffee for the coaches. This morning, I've had calls or texts from 3 different senior players who all should be not only starters but leaders and captains on the team, that they will not be here today. So I've always said that these kids are their own worst enemy. You know, we're starting our defensive install today, and you know, we got leaders that are not going to be at practice for various reasons.
It's some of the key things we talk about all the time. We like to have a philosophy in place, something, you know, the kids can fall back on. And one of the biggest ones for us, you know, is always no excuses.
It's frustrating. I try to tell the kids all the time that you're accountable to everybody here. You're not just accountable to yourself. You're not just accountable to me. It's everybody here that you're affecting by making these types of decisions. So, yeah, it affects us on a daily basis.
They say youth is wasted on the young, that physically and mentally teens have everything going for them, but they often lack patience, understanding, and wisdom that often results in so much wasted effort. But for junior receiver Isaiah Cottom, the attempt to make himself better is apparent.
I'm the first one here.
Why is it important to get here?
Set an example. Just show your commitment, I guess.
I have a goal to like get all the people in my position, actually all the people on the team, get them like prepared for what they're going to see. I want to be the best receiver, but I don't feel like I'm the best until I've helped everybody else out. Most people come out here and they're like, oh, I don't want to do it, I want to quit. It's worth it, because you get a new attitude towards football, get a new attitude towards life. Like your personality changes when you play football. You start becoming more of like a man. That's how I feel.
The McKean coaches can only hope to have a team full of players with the will and determination of Isaiah, but that is not reality. The truth is that on the first day of the defensive install, 3 key positions are a no-show.
New defense. What do we call it? We're installing, it's called a 242.
That's it. 242.
So.
Coach, it's only 8 guys.
No, we're all right. So look, you have the normal defense, there's the base.
Is that because Tug, Thomas, and Darius are not showing up to practice?
This is a 3-5-3, right? Or 35, 53, whatever you want to call it. Okay? All we're going to do is we're going to take the 3 guys in the middle of our defense.
We're daring teams to run in the middle.
So it's
Tug, and that would be Tug at the nose,
right.
Thomas at the leg, and Darius at the safety.
TB, Darius, DJ. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to trick them into thinking they can run here. And we're going to blitz in the middle. We're going to blitz in the middle. We're blitzing this way. We're going to do this.
Just blitz right through.
Where are they going to run?
Actually, it's just the opposite.
Where are they going to go?
There's not going to be anybody in there. They're going to be like, we can't go there. They've got something planned.
What are they going to do?
That's some tricky stuff they got going on.
What are they going to do?
They doing 8-man football.
Oh, good.
We just give up the pass. We'll give up the flags.
Stop.
We're going to all just chuck it outside.
As camp heats up on day 3 and soreness sets in, it's important to make sure each student-athlete is properly cared for and precautions are taken to prevent injury. And with the numbers dwindling, already the Highlanders can ill afford losing anyone else, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, we got a defensive meeting, first one. We install the base defense. kind of gives them their alignments, their responsibilities, kind of tell them like the type of player we're looking at each position. Today we'll let them go out at whatever position they think they want to play, and then we'll make adjustments from there.
Roll call. As we were told the first day of camp, Coach Mack is our defensive coordinator. All right? He calls the defensive plays on game nights. He runs this defense.
Football is more mental than it is physical. Because if you don't know your job or your duties, it's no use to even trying to be physical because the person across from you is going to beat you. So you have to be mentally ready.
Can everyone see that? Yes, sir. Speed on 3. 1, 2, 3. Speed! Stand up. See that? That is not speed. That is not speed. When I talk about speed, I'm talking about doing everything fast. Okay? So say this word with speed and with that. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Speed! That's it. That's it. 1, 2, 3. Speed! That's the first part of our defense. We need to play with that relentless attitude, that tenacity. And it falls right over into your schoolwork, right into your job. Toughness. Toughness. You will be tough. You will play with toughness. Meaning you're going to get knocked down, Nelson. You will. I promise you're going to get knocked down. But guess what you're not going to do? What are you not going to do, Nelson? You're not going to give up. You're not going to stay down.
Coach McCardle, I feel he's the best line coach in the state. He has college coaching experience, came right from coaching at University of Delaware. You know, he's coached guys that have caught passes in Super Bowls for touchdowns. And he is a ball of energy in the defensive meeting rooms. The guy coaches with passion.
Hey! There's always a method to his madness. He seems kind of crazy sometimes, but he always knows what he's talking about. He knows exactly what to say to you.
Get on your knees, quick, get on your knees. Get on his shoulders, hurry. Your arm, get on his shoulders, sit on the shoulder. Okay, now, see, if you look like this, whole size, right? You see you got the neck, let me see him. You got some arms. Look at it, he's got a big block head.
He got too much energy sometimes, man, like talking about his dog.
Last year I talked to you about my dog, right? He learned how to go outside. How about that? How about that? Because you know what? Because he learned a little discipline. He learned a little discipline. You know, I told him this is not okay. This is not okay. You are not being relentless in your attack of the door. He learned it.
I don't know how he do it sometimes. Early in the mornings, he always got the same energy. Like he's just consistent.
It certainly comes from passion. You know, you can't. I don't think I could be that way if I didn't have the love for the game that I have. Working in high school, these kids, they're playing for fun. They're not getting scholarships, and they have to come to practice, and they have to go to study hall. You know, they're playing for fun. So I want to make it for them, you know, the best experience they're gonna have. The biggest thing is making the kids have fun and want to come back every day.
Today it starts. Today starts. We're not gonna do a lot today. We don't have to do a lot. We don't have to do a lot. If we play with speed, we do not have to do a lot.
That tempo Coach McCardle preaches will be amplified today due to the addition of helmets and pads, a physical supplement that naturally causes the adrenaline to soar, and for many, the first real opportunity to feel and see themselves as actual football players. When most high school coaches are professing a win-at-all-costs mentality, the coaching staff at McKean educates players of more than just the X's and O's.
Kind of from that old school coaching philosophy of, you know, the schemes, the X's and O's, that's all great. But if you don't know what to do when you're in those positions, it doesn't matter. So we are a very technique-oriented team. We're getting kids in here that we can't assume that they know anything about football. Anything. When my team lines up on a field, I want them to all be in good stances. I want them to all know where to be. and be able to execute basic football skills when the ball is snapped.
Set. Go! You did it again! Set.
You're hugging people. You went like this. You're not doing anything we're told. You know what? Do me a favor. Just take a lap around here. All right, around the whole football field. Come back. Try to get your mind right. Go ahead.
To a teenager, sometimes the lines between a helping hand and criticism are blurred.
That's running, Andre. That's running. Let's go.
What?
But the patience and tutelage of Coach Ryan clears up any uncertainty that there may be.
Okay, you're at a crossroads in your life right now. You're either going to quit this
Set.
or you're going to do what you're told.
Go!
Okay? What do I want you to do? I want you to do what I'm asking. I'm not asking you to do anything out of the ordinary. Okay?
Am I typically a loud guy?
To do the drill correctly.
I need to get along with, right?
Okay? I'm taking extra time with you to help you do the drill correctly. You continue not to do the drill correctly. I'm being positive with you, okay? Because I want you to be successful. I'm telling you to take a lap to think about it.
Set.
All right?
Go!
So you're at a crossroads right now. This ain't going to get any easier for you.
I'm coming over to you. Yeah, we're level.
All right? So you got to make a decision.
Go!
You're going to do what's asked of you or you're not. Okay? So what I'm telling you to do now is take a lap and come back with your mind right. You can do that, or you can take your stuff off and walk away. I don't want you to do that, but it's your decision. Okay? What are you going to do?
Take
a lap. I'm here for you, man. We're on the same team.
Go!
Some may call it tough love, but it's the positive reinforcement and the love he has for his players that makes him unique, and the feeling is mutual.
Ball. Find the ball. Down and sprint. Good. That's it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Good move. Good. Sink your hips. Good. Sink your hips. Sink your hips, Malik. Down. Bang. Good. Hands in holsters. You cannot have holsters on your thighs. They're on your belt. You ever seen a cowboy movie? Never seen a cowboy movie. You never seen Wild Wild West? Will Smith? That would be your thing. Tombstone, Jesus. Oh, that guy has a gun. I gotta go get my gun down here. You're dead. You're dead. Holsters, bang, they're right there. Oh, that guy looks suspicious over there. I'm gonna keep my hands right here. That guy looks suspicious. I'm walking down Main Street. Bang, boom, right here. Boom, off the end. Ball, to the ball, to the ball, to the ball, to the ball.
What were you working on there? What was all that? What were we working on? Tackling, right? The technique of tackling, okay? Gage, how do we practice technique? We exaggerate technique. Gage, do something and exaggerate it.
Right now?
Yeah. Is Gage exaggerating?
No.
Exaggerate what Gage is trying to exaggerate. You exaggerate it.
He was trying to exaggerate.
This is an SAT word, exaggerate. Exaggerate what he was just doing. Exaggerate it. Who can exaggerate better than that? Nelson. Yeah! Good, you deserve to be knocked over for your weak attempt at exaggeration. Okay?
Stop! Sideline, sideline,
I feel that if you run a practice the way it should be run, and you push kids and you push them, by the end of that practice, those kids have conditioned. They've conditioned for 2 hours.
A refreshing practice full of improvement has its sights set on the formation of a team on the horizon.
Everybody bring it in here. Let's go. I'm gonna break you down now, let some leaders break you down, but I wanna hear McKean team pride. And remember, you're not allowed to say this unless you feel it, Andre. All right?
Yes, sir.
Andre, you and I had a good day today, didn't we? We come a long way, right? Right? In like what, 2 hours? Me and you came a long way. Come here, baby, let's go. All right, McKean team pride on 3. 1, 2, 3.
McKean team pride!
Right, all right.
This week, let's come back out here next week, work this hard, and let's go watch some cars. One blood on 3.
1, 2, 3. One blood.
Working hard on the field is the hope of any football coach, but it's also the bonds formed off-field that bring individuals together. On this day, practice is cut short to hold the annual car wash. Funds raised will go to the Highlander Booster Club, which helps hydrate and feed the players during game days throughout the season.
We got our annual car wash going on. Pastor Gillette is nice enough to let us use his water for the day. We try to use it as a team bonding experience, so they're doing teamwork. Whether it's you're washing cars or you're running a route or making a block, so we want these kids to have pride and wash some good cars and make some money, and every penny that they make, it goes right back to them. We got some really good parental support here.
They're putting in hard work, so you need to support them. And it takes a lot of work to be a football player, and they need to eat before every game. That's basically why we're here, to raise money for their meals.
Pizza. Tell me, Draper. Tell me the best meal. Right before the game.
Our coaches had a great day, and Coach Mack set the tone for that in his defensive meeting. Well, Andre, yeah, you know, Andre's a new kid to the program. He's a senior. He's never been a part of what we're doing before, so we're trying to get him on board. And you know, I just had a real quiet conversation with him. That could have went very bad very quickly for him. And you have to remind him that we're here together. We're doing the same thing. And this is life experience, dealing with these football practices and getting through a preseason, you know, with a group of guys, with a group of coaches. It's going to be life lessons that he can take with him when he leaves McKean. And to me, if that happens for Andre, then we did something really good.
Tank, what's up, buddy? Where are you? We need you to go pick up Marquise, and he needs to be picked up at the McDonald's in Ellesmere.
For many student athletes, school and sport are just two aspects of their lives they must juggle. In the case of Marquise Marlowe, work is another. The coaches jest and joke, but this sort of young man is the type of player with a positive attitude that they respect and admire most of all.
What you got? What'd you have for breakfast?
I had a breakfast sandwich.
Muffin?
Yeah.
McMuffin?
No, it wasn't McMuffin. It was a
Canadian bacon on a little egg and cheese.
It was steak. It was steak.
Steak?
Yeah.
Steak for breakfast?
It was a breakfast sandwich.
Was it like ground meat or real steak? What was it?
What's that?
McDonald's?
Yeah, it was McDonald's. I'd be good.
Egg whites or yellow in there?
It was yellow and cheese.
Was it mixed?
Yeah. It was pretty good. Y'all gonna stop talking about, I'm on mic right now, and y'all telling them I work at McDonald's.
As the days of camp pass, cohesion is evident. When all facets of the game, both offensively and defensively, are working, a team is formed, though there is still a learning curve for some. But the hard work and effort are paying off. The look of determination is being instilled in every member of this Highlander unit.
Let's go. Come on, Tug. Come on, Tug. Come on, Malik. Come on, Malik. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Tug, I like your effort, buddy. I like your effort. I like your effort. And you know what? You finished first in my eyes.
They are kids. They're kids who need our help. They need us at time to be crutches. Sometimes they may need a shoulder to cry on. They need an ear to vent in. You know, they may need food in their belly. And yeah, I think it is our responsibility as coaches, as adults in this building, to go above and beyond whatever the black and white contract that you sign says, because I mean, the world isn't black and white. You know, everybody needs help at some point in time, and I do think it's our responsibility to help these kids out.
But a good day today. Jamar jumped in, and did a good job. Who is Jamar's own worst enemy? Himself, right? He's the only person that's going to prevent him from being a great football player. Okay? We know he's got skill. We know he's tough. But right now, he's mentally soft. All right? Because he wasn't here yesterday. All right? He doesn't have a 2.5 GPA yet. But he'll get there if he makes the decision up here. Malcolm, in school, are you mentally soft? Yeah. Are you stupid?
No, sir.
No. You are not. You are not. But you act like a clown, you get in trouble, and your grades aren't where they should be, are they?
No, sir.
Right. You gotta be mentally tougher, guys. All right? You gotta be mentally tougher. It's life. It's life. You gotta be mentally tough in life. All right? It's one thing to be tough out here, tough on the street, all right? Take a hit, whatever. But you gotta be the whole package. You'll be a successful person. Marquise was mentally soft today, was late. At least he made a good decision, made a phone call, all right? Coach Chalk, because he cares about him, went and picked him up. Good work today. Guys, what I want you to do now, all right, is when we're done here, put football on the back burner for a little bit, okay? And just have fun. Be a kid. I'll allow you to be mentally soft for a little while. Okay? But don't hurt yourself on this water slide, all right? Just relax, eat food, have fun.
This is the football picnic, the meet the coaches picnic, and the family gets together and they meet the coaches and they meet the boosters so they know how we can help.
Well, it's a good opportunity for the parents and players to come together. It's an exciting time, start of the new school year, new season.
It's a clam. It's like a clam of muscle, boy. Isn't a clam of muscle, boy? Isn't a muscle a clam? Isn't a clam a muscle, boy? Isn't a clam a muscle? I don't care.
They're both shellfish.
Exactly. They're related.
You didn't say that.
That's what I said.
Today, we are reminded that these kids are playing a man's game, but it is just that, a game. These will be the best of times of their young lives, and the coaching staff acknowledges and reminds them to enjoy every minute of it. Today also pays homage to many parents that sacrifice and support their children in whatever they do. School, athletics, or what have you. It is a way to say thank you. Thank you for letting them be a part of the Highlander football family.
Hey, what's going on, big guy? I love that.
Like the students who will walk these hallowed halls, the coaches have responsibilities off-field and in the classroom to a number of other children. And while they may be tough, hard-nosed instructors to their players, it is just a part of being in football. However, you'd be hard-pressed to find a kinder, gentler, more understanding people than those we call coach after the day's work is done and they return home.
Well, I'm a school counselor. That's my career. That's what I do. Coaching football is secondary to that. I have a caseload of a few hundred kids in the school. I work with kids in grades 9 through 12. I love my job. I love what I do.
I am a behavioral interventionist and attendance coordinator in the school. For me, I love it. I love every day being a new story, like every day being a new problem with a new kid that I have to deal with. Looking into a kid's background, finding out, why they react to a certain situation now because of things that have happened over the past 5 years of their life. And that might just be, the behaviorist in me, my affinity for sociology, but, I love it. I'm a special education teacher for the Meadowood program at McKean High School. That is teaching severe disabilities, multiple disabilities. I am almost the same person teaching my students in the classroom as I am on the football field. It's not okay just to get a kid through a school day. You want to push him. Okay, I want to be relentless in getting this kid better. So I want to make it for them, the best experience they're gonna have.
How you doing? Good. My dad wanted to set up a meeting with you.
So your father called me during school hours and set up a meeting. Okay, so especially this time of year, you got to keep an eye. You got to see who these kids are, who's hanging out with who, what little groups are forming. All right, looks like I got a pretty nice group of people right here.
I work with an incredible group of people.
Thanks, perfect. Wonderful. Appreciate it.
This guy's got the nicest hair, other than me, and wow, I can't even touch it. His hair.
Speaking of somebody with hair.
Speaking of
nice
bad
hair.
Speaking of bad hair. I love my job because every day is different. My day can get turned upside down real quick, but I love what I do, and it's very challenging. And this time of year, it's tough, you know, having 2 full-time jobs basically, and trying to be efficient at both of them.
I think the coaches are hard on us this year more than the previous years because they know the personnel we have is not just filled of athletes and skilled positions. It's filled with good people.
When the Highlander machine seems to be running on all cylinders, it seems that there's always someone to throw a wrench into the works.
Lafayette, you're late. What time I tell you yesterday, Lafayette? What time did you walk up in here?
2:46.
Yeah. There it is. Slim Gage. No, it says he's sick.
I was having a conversation the other day with a buddy of mine about the fact that year in and year out, within your position group, you're going to have a kid who is going to play significant minutes for you who may have never played football before. And the stories that got them to playing football, their reasons for wanting to play football are all different. You really have to learn how to adapt to a plethora of personalities if you want to coach in this environment.
I got my toes for it, dog.
Why you late, dog? Huh? Why you late? Why you late?
You gonna answer the question?
Seriously, what do you guys think is going on here? What do you think is going on? What time I tell you to be in this room? What time I tell you yesterday? What time did I tell you yesterday?
2:45.
Why are you not here?
Because of the bus.
The bus?
The bus was late.
The bus was here before 2:45, wasn't it?
Yes.
We'll deal with you guys after practice. It's just another thing that we have to waste time doing.
You know, we have athletes that, you know, play for 3 years and then don't come back for the senior year because of reasons that I can't even get my arms around.
A lot of times, I mean, I know this sounds very cliche, but some of these 17, 16-year-old kids, they have to be taught how to become a man because some of them just don't have positive male role models in their life. Some of these kids don't have any positive role models in their life outside of school. And I know it's sad to say.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 absences. 1, 2, 3, 4 lates. Again, it's just a constant issue. It's a constant battle. It's a constant battle. You are your own worst enemy. There's no doubt about it. And until you guys get it together as a group, it's going to be an issue all year. Try to tell the kids all the time that you're accountable to everybody here. You're not just accountable to yourself. You're not just accountable to me. It's everybody here that you're affecting by making these types of decisions. It's a roller coaster every week. Doug, how many more opportunities in your life will you have to play high school football?
None.
None. This is it. It's your only shot. Your only shot. It's your team. It's your team. You guys need to take control. Football's one thing, but when you're gone, when you don't have coach yelling at you every day, then you're on your own out there. You've got to be accountable to yourself. You've got to be accountable to others. You've got to expect more out of yourself as a human being. Way more than being a football player. I expect more out of you. You know I expect more out of you. How many times? We talk about it all the time, right? All the time we talk about it. During football season, out of football season. All right. Great day to be a Highlander. Crank it up. You got the technique down, then you get together. Now you start teaching some plays. Okay, we know how to block. Now we got to learn who to block. Know how to take a handoff. Now we got to know where to go when we take the handoff. Now we got to put those things together.
I tell them being relentless is more than being persistent at something. Not just coming and doing it, but getting after it. Crank it up.
Is these the same helmets? I know my helmet for sure. Look again.
I wish you guys knew more about football than you do.
Yeah, he takes better care of you.
Go to like NFL camps and see like teams across.
Let me ask the camera.
What you got?
Get out of here.
Is these the same helmets?
It's like a Where's Waldo situation. What?
Look at the U right here. Look at the U. I don't see no U on here. You see them sidebars right there? I don't got no sidebars over there. They different.
But I got the better helmet.
Yeah, my helmet just
one of a kind.
Just look at it. I got the Rebel Speed.
It's pretty.
I know.
Hopefully it stays like that.
Ah, that ain't gonna happen.
Have I worked hard enough? Am I ready? One by one, each student-athlete must ask themselves these questions while at the same time must be accountable to the guy in front of them, behind them, and to each side. And thus the singular I must become the plural we. After countless tour-days and the many hours filled with sweat and hard work, tomorrow will be their first test as they scrimmage the Tower Hill Hillers.
Scrimmages are great full-speed practices. You know, there's always an air of excitement when you're getting ready to strap it up and hit someone who is not wearing the same jersey as you for the first time.
Yeah, coach, yeah. Ah. Yeah, the camera's scanning. What you mean?
Okay, give me a stink eye.
only get a stink eye to you, like.
The foul weather on this day cannot dampen the spirits of this hyped-up Highlander squad.
I'm gonna wait for my mom.
It's at Grand Marquise. That's GRANDMARKESE.
Don't follow me.
McKean Highlanders. That's what we do all day. Full workout to make us good football players.
It's going to give a lot of our kids the first time that they are going to play against another varsity team. Like our varsity guys, it's the first time they're going to play against another varsity group. The speed is the first thing, the speed at which the game is played by other decent teams. It's the best practices that we can provide for our kids.
The game of football is famously played in any weather. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, the game must go on. But some games, like today's scrimmage at Tower Hill, put that credo to the test.
When you deal with inclement weather, when you deal with challenges like rain, the athletes respond and play and treat the situation exactly as their coaches do.
Got a little bit of adversity today. We got some rain. You play football in the rain. We got to do it. There's a good chance our first game could be in the rain. The second game, whatever it is, we got to be ready to go. So let everybody focus, mentally focused. It's okay to make a mistake as long as it's full speed, okay? But remember, first with your head, then with your heart, okay? Get your head right, then bring your heart with it.
If I know we're playing in a certain situation, even if I may not be happy that we're playing in that situation, I'm going to make the kids feel that this is the best thing that's ever happened to us.
Any questions? No, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's go. Let's go. One blood on three, and run to your spot. 1, 2, 3. Go, 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 let's go.
As a player, it stinks for the first 10 minutes until you're soaked. After that, I think, you know, looking back, once you're wet and you're out there, I think it turns into a fun thing.
Rips, zoom, veer right. Rips, zoom, veer right. I'm going to stick to my script. I have certain plays I want to look at. If all of a sudden the other team gives me a look that our kids aren't prepared for, I'm not going to call another play. I look for how do they compete.
What's your game? What's your game? Toughness.
In their first test of live action, the long days spent at Camp Sunshine seemed to be paying off. And though the weather was gloomy, the bright spot of a unified, fundamentally sound team shined through.
Help the backside. Help the backside. Help. There it is. There it is. There it is. Up the field. Let's go. Up we go. Up we go. Up we go. That's it. That's it.
The weather, of course, it ended it early, but we got enough out of it to see some of those surprises show up.
Hey, you better go get him. Tiger, you gotta go get him.
Man, these guys, you know, I think they got it. You know, it's not just about them. You know, they understand that they have to do their job when the ball's not in their hand. They please me. I will say I feel like I'm grinning from ear to ear right now talking about their blocking.
Oh, we got lightning. Where was it? Oh, take it in.
All right, hey! Helmets on, 2x2. Helmets on, 2x2. We got to go inside the building, all right?
We don't need no wrap up. We playing this.
All right, we ready? Let's
Football
go.
weather, you hear me?
Let's go.
I can't swim! I'm ready. I'm like, when they go blow the whistle knowing that I scored. I'm thinking I'm not about to score. I did something wrong, man. My baby blocking for me. My baby at No Pics Dre.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Follow me on Twitter, on Instagram.
You know
we around.
How'd that feel against somebody else, man?
Disappointment.
Yeah.
Felt good. I mean, I'd rather hit them than my team.
Yeah. Nice. The heavy stuff's not going to be coming down for quite a while yet. I liked our effort. I liked our effort a whole lot. We did some things very well. It was the first time we had action against another team, so we made a lot of mistakes. But we're going to be better tomorrow because of it. So we'll just build on it. We'll be good to go. Ray, what's your problem?
To have the privilege to play on Randy White Stadium field, each Highlander must know how to handle the rigors of being a student first and an athlete second. The days start early and end late, but for true student leaders, it is worth the struggle, especially when the pads are on and the helmets are strapped up.
So, it's 5 o'clock, and my mom just woke me up. So, I'm gonna get in the shower.
On my way out the door. Time for school.
I missed the bus today. I'm gonna blame it all on you.
Yep, that's how my way up there.
On the way to the bus stop. Hate walking to the bus stop, man. I should be driving by now. But you know, things happen. Oh, man. That's dog poop. That's never good, man.
Me for today. This is the ride.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah.
Why?
Yes.
This is the only extra time you get to sleep. So I will wake you up when I wake up.
What's up, babe? Morning, Joey. What's going on?
I'm chilling.
Everybody gonna be in school today?
Yeah, hopefully.
Everybody gonna be in practice today? George says no.
Teacher aid period. Helping one of my favorite teachers up, Miss Michael.
Taking the quiz.
Love birds in it. Look at Scary Jelly. Look at him recording me like, what's up with you, cuz?
You record me, I'm recording you.
Chicken patty? I want it all. I will be back later when I'm done eating.
Done all the work. And we still got about, we got about half an hour left and I'm already done. We need some camera time.
Roll call.
Scan back in. Time to do some homework, if I got any, which is most likely I don't.
It just got real in GTA, man. It just got real. You see this?
There is nothing like football. There is nothing like the camaraderie and the memories you develop from a sport like football. And I played a lot of different sports, and you cannot replicate it. You got to trust this process. You got to understand that it's irreplaceable. And because you want to go work at McDonald's so you have an extra few dollars in your pocket on the weekend, trust me from a person who's been there, who's a person who is now your coach but played at the same school as you. You're never going to forget it, and you will have regrets. You should never live your life with regrets.
Game week, it just gets your juices flowing. And I mean, it's the first game of the year. It's opening day. Someone's gonna have the opportunity to make the first tackle of the year. You know, someone's gonna be able to make the first block of the year. You know, it's just so exciting. Maybe it's just me, but it's great. I wish it could be first week of the season for 10 weeks just to get that feeling.
I gotta make sure we get the momentum fast. As in, if we on offense, I'm taking it to the crib. I got to. It's only right.
Yeah.
The first drive gotta be a touchdown. You feel me? Only right. I might have to connect with you one time. Yeah.
You gotta score often.
Often. Defense. They need 3 and out. Yeah, there you go. Big hits. We gonna hit them from the jump.
If a coach doesn't appreciate that and get excited by it, man, you're just not doing the right thing.
Friday, game day, that's when you ramped up.
Just destroying someone. I got a lot of aggression. I guess football helps me get it out.
Getting ready, prepared, focused.
Coach Ryan and his staff have done all they can do to make sure this team is ready. They've watched the scouting video. The game plan is set. Now it is up to 32 teenagers, 32 unique and individual personalities that must come together as one.
All through the camp, you're flying, you're fast, you're flying, you're going, you know, you're drill to drill, you're rep to rep, getting as much as you can and possible. Technique work, and high energy type stuff, that relentless attitude we're talking about. Once you get in a game week, you have to slow down.
And we talk to the kids a lot about feeding off of each other. Like, some days we need to feed off of them.
For many, including senior quarterback Darius Jones, this will be his final opening day as a high school football player. The wait is over. Well, almost. Every play, every hit, every catch, each drop of sweat that will be left on the Tatnall Hornets' home turf will be for real. On this day, there are no do-overs.
Senior year, Reds. Senior year, baby. Time to get it started. You're gonna know this was the best decision you ever made in your life coming to this family.
Coach Ryan's excitement and nervous energy rivals that of his players. He knows his team's potential, and his expectations are high.
It's the last leg of this journey that we've had together. And it's been fun. But today is when you guys, especially the new guys, are gonna feel what one blood means. You guys that haven't been around it, you don't know. Today, Richard, you're gonna feel what it means when you're out there battling with your teammates. And when you get knocked down and Malik picks you up. And when somebody drops a pass and Slim goes and picks a guy up and says, you get it next time. Because we've all made mistakes.
Yes, sir.
But you're gonna feel what one blood means. For those of you who haven't. For those of you who do know, it's today. It comes together today. Everything we've been doing since August 15th, it all comes together today. And unfortunately for Tatnall, they're the ones who are gonna get to feel it. Gentlemen, I plan on knocking the crap out of these guys. And it starts up front. And it starts today. Today is when it happens. Today is when we feel things. Get in tight, let's go. Now remember, when we say this, you're not allowed to say this unless you mean it.
unless you feel it in your heart. One blood on three. 1, 2, 3. Go, go. Let's Let's have a little fun, McKean. Let's have a little fun, baby. Let's go. Left turn. Go.
Quarterback Darius Jones' quick feet led to positive yardage on the opening 2 plays of the game. But soon things turned negative, as the offense's biggest threat was not the Hornets, but themselves.
Keep your head up, you hear me? Go.
The Highlander defense, on the other hand, was relentless in their swarm of the Hornets, creating good field position and opportunities for the struggling offense. Even though quarterback and captain Darius Jones tried to carry the load on his shoulders, penalties and the heat seemed to slow the Highlanders down.
Come on, you guys got it? Watch the ball, watch the ball! Go! Throw the flag, thank you.
And as the cliche goes, for every step forward, they took 2 steps back.
Ciao.
Frustration from head coach Mike Ryan was too much to contain, and the team was just as upset. They knew that they were much better than they were playing.
Hey, McKean, anytime you want to stop penalties, you can. Anytime. It's a lot easier to go that way than it is this way. What's going on out there?
What you mean?
I mean, we're holding, we're jumping off sides, we're dropping every ball you throw to them. What do we got going on, man? We got to be better. We got to be better than this.
The defense, however, responded by ordering up some big hits, and the offense followed their lead by providing some punishing hits of their own.
Go, go, go. Go ahead and keep that in there, Jamil. Go, go. Ciao.
Let's go, Easter!
As the half came to a close, the offense tried to make up for a lackluster performance with some long yardage plays. But for now, the Highlanders would have to settle for a much-needed break to regroup and remember why they've sacrificed their summer to be better than they have shown.
Let's go, 2 by 2, we're going in. Let's go, 2 by 2.
High school students learned early on one of the greatest opening sentences in literature. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. This best described the attitude of the football team at the half.
All right, well, we could go about this 1 of 2 ways, okay? Take a knee, guys, relax. We could rip your ass, but you guys know how we feel, okay? Right now, you're your own worst enemy. You're not doing the things that you've been taught. You're not executing, and you're killing yourselves. I mean, there's probably 80% of the plays you physically beat them, but you're doing something mentally to keep pushing us back and pushing us back. So what do we talk about all the time? Overcoming adversity. And you know what I see? Guys walking around like this.
since the first freaking series. Linemen walking around like this. Where's the attitude in the face of adversity? When you have a coach yelling and screaming at you, when you're getting penalties, where's the attitude? You're better than them, physically. They're playing better football than you, mentally. So you have to have both of them. You have to have both parts. First with your head, then with your heart. Right now, I mean, the heart wasn't even there after a while, but you guys keep shooting yourself in the foot over and over. I thought we would be up by 3 touchdowns at least right now. At least. But every time it's another penalty. Let's go, boys. Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Right here, nice and tight. Hey, luckily for us, we do get 4 quarters, right? Because we focus on 4 quarters. That's what we do. All right, that's what we do. Everything will be better. Everything will be better this half. O-line's blocking better. Receivers are catching balls. Quarterback's making great reads. Defensively, keep it up. Win a game. Come on, let's go. Let's go. McKean team pride. 1, 2, 3.
McKean team pride!
All right, say it and mean it, boys. Here we go. Let's go. Go. Let's put a whooping on them. Put a whooping on them now. Let's go. You got all those first game jitters out. Now you just go kick some ass. Let's go.
When quarterback Darius Jones went down with an injury on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, the downward spiral seemed to be never-ending. However, it was a tale of 2 halves as the team rallied around 2 unassuming sophomores, backup quarterback Jamar Henry and defensive back Lewis Hall, to establish the Highlanders' presence and control of the game. Darius Jones followed Coach Ryan's constant preachings of overcoming adversity to re-enter the game after injury and lead the Highlanders down the field. The offensive push was capped off by an 8-yard touchdown run by number 8, Jamar Henry, to an 8-0 lead. The defense continued their domination of the Hornets' offensive line, recording their 2nd turnover of the day.
Let's go, Jabri!
This set up another successful scoring drive on a 4-yard in around the running back Jabri Purnell. The Highlanders were flying high and showed tremendous courage, resolve, and leadership in a 20-0 victory against a tough Tatnell school.
Yeah! Good game, man. Good game. Good game. Good game, y'all. Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game, y'all. Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game. Good job. Good job, guys. Good luck. Good job, guys. All right, hey, remember, preseason we talked a lot about we are our own worst enemy, and that is what happened today, okay? But you guys buckled down, and you showed a great attitude in the face of adversity. And for that, I'm just very proud of you guys, okay? We knew we were better. We just had to get those first game jitters, and we got it together, and now we're doing well, all right? And just like we say every day, there's two things you need to do. You got to be here every day, and you got to come with a good attitude, all right? We've reached our goal. We're a better team now than when we were at 4 o'clock. All right, break them down, Cap. Get in here. Let me talk too. Hold on. Let me talk right quick. Let me talk.
Next week, after me.
All right.
Yo, we gotta have a good week at practice.
Get in here. I'm proud of y'all. I'm about to do. Hold on. Listen. Y'all ain't got to put your hand up yet. I'm about to talk. Look, I'm proud of y'all, man. Real rap, I'm proud of y'all. You came out here, even though the score should have been 40-zip. We should have had 20 in the first half, too. Y'all came out here, y'all stuck through. We played as a team in the second half, cut down on the penalties, and we stuck it to them.
Let's do it, yo.
Y'all ready? Repeat after me, y'all.
You know, after that game, it's just you look around and you see your team there, and you know they all got your back, and I think that's really what it means. What it really means to be, one blood. You got, your coaches, you got your teammates, and they all have your back. So that's sort of what one blood means to me.
You surround yourself with, your family, your football family.
The one blood that flows through us all. We might be separate people, but we have that Highlander blood that's flowing through us, and it's one family, one blood.
It all kind of ties in. It sounds kind of cool.
Through thick and thin, win or lose, we're all still teammates.
I don't even know how to explain it. It's just something you can't explain because it's only something you feel.
What it means on the surface is just that. Our team, our family, the football family is one blood.
We do everything together as a team.
You with the football team more than your own family, during football season.
We're all in this together. It's not me and the team. It's us.
I think one thing that a lot of people don't understand is that they are student athletes. They are kids. They go out and they play a man's game. They put their bodies on the line for their school.
Nobody's different. We all the same. We all one team, all one family.
Whether you're an administrator or a head football coach, anybody who's a leader, you're only as good as the people around you.
The important thing is that you stay together.
It means also that after we graduate, we still gonna have that connection. It's in our blood, Highlanders.
Coming together is beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success.
Crank it up.
I love playing football.
What do you like about it?
You get to hit people.
That's it?
Uh-huh.
And why do you like to do that?
Cause it makes me happy.
Football is 90% mental. The other half is physical.
I wore B-team boxers today.
Coach Wise, he got his D's.
Rob, my group today probably be a good commercial for feminine products.
I think, like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, he mad. Thursday and Friday, he cool, because he knows it's game time.
Find it. Flip your hips. Oh, that was a perfect shot for Anderson, too.
Always go to people's funerals, or else they won't go to yours.
Coach Ryan, that's my man's right there. I love Coach Ryan.
Hip to hip, hip to hip, hip to hip.
Mac, I feel the same way about Mac as I do for Coach Ryan, because they both understand me.
Some of the things he says out there.
You're like a double repeat guy. I got to double repeat everything for you. Oh, I'm just asking. Right now, I feel like you're a double repeat guy. Be a one-time guy. Everyone's going right now. And then left, and then right, and then run and drive.
In life, when you come to a fork in the road, take it.
I don't spend that much time with Chalk, but when I do, how can I explain it? Chalk is just like, he's like another Coach Ryan, too. I love all the coaches.
He technically is a Coach Ryan.
Yeah, his name is Ryan, right?
Got the pressure on him. Watch this.
Watch out, baby.
Watch how good I am. That's not.
We run a razor offense. We don't give the kids playbooks, no playbooks. But we do have a glossary of terms. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm not buying them a glossary. They can ride the bus to school just like I did.
You could adjust it.
You get that? I got.